This is the emergency podcast system. This is not a test. Movies are bombing all over the country. They are posing as movies you already know. They may already be in your theaters, your neighbor's home, or even your own. Do not panic. Specialists have been dispatched. They will help you identify these pretenders and defend you against this invasion of the remake. Please stand by for further instructions.
Welcome to the Invasion of the Remake podcast. I'm your host, Jason Bishop, and Sam is absent today, but I do have Trish Coughlin here today, and we're going to take a little trip on a boat and go some shark sightseeing.
A big enough boat.
Yeah, I don't know. We might need a bigger pod.
Yes.
We might need a bigger podcast for this one.
Yeah, because thinking about this, you do need a bigger pod because the amount of movies of this genre.
Yes, when we decided to do this shark special this week, in my research, I discovered for every good shark movie, there's about 10 bad ones.
Oh, I'd say there's more.
Yeah, especially right now, the sharksploitation that's going on, and I think that's a real subgenre at this point.
I believe it truly is.
Yes.
Sharksploitation.
Sharksploitation movies.
It's boobs and sharks.
Yes, and sharks in combination with other things.
Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
Sharks that are mutated in some way.
Yes, whether it's 2 heads, 3 heads, zombie sharks, octopuses, mecha sharks. Oh,
we're modified flying
We are
ones.
going to talk about all of them. And, there's some nice ones, too. I mean, there's
some great
animated
shark
sharks. And but, I have learned that outside of documentaries, sharks aren't painted in the most positive light.
No, they're not. They're really not. And it's sort of sometimes I'm like, no.
And yes, they are efficient killing machines, but they've never really been malicious.
No.
Until Hollywood got a hold of them.
It's true. But I mean, part of it is it's our own fears. As soon as somebody, what Jaws was based on was 1916. Great White had gone farther north than they anticipated any great white going and took out a few people. So then there's this whole man-eating shark idea. But let's be honest, you're in their territory.
Yeah, you're just food. I mean, in the ocean, we're not top of the food chain.
Oh, hell no.
No.
I don't even think we're top 10.
Maybe top 10.
Maybe.
It's just the sheer volume of fish and stuff we pull out for our own needs. We're probably in the top 5.
Or the sheer volume of stuff that can kill us.
Yes, there's the sheer volume of things that can kill us in the ocean are also great.
Because there's still stuff that won't eat us, but it'll take us out.
Oh, yes. For, the poisonous things we have on land, there's even far more poisonous in the ocean.
Yeah,
so.
like a jellyfish will kill you, but...
Jellyfish, stingray, pufferfish.
Lots of stuff can kill you.
Yeah, lots of stuff in the ocean. But we're going to talk about sharks.
Yes. Sharks. I love sharks.
Yes, I know that. And that's we discussed what we were going to do, and we thought, oh, well, we could talk about Ghost in the Shell. But neither one of us felt really enthusiastic about that. So
well, no, I enjoyed the movie, but I think that's the thing is I didn't have that passion for it other people do. But sharks, I am all about the sharks.
Yes, and I don't feel passionate about either version of Ghost in the Shell. And we might talk about it down the road, but
for sure.
I felt the movie was kind of flat myself, but it sure looked pretty, and they made a great effort into making it look like the cartoon, in which case just go watch the cartoon.
Yeah, they made some very stylistic choices, and it's sort of just putting something to live action without adding anything.
I'm wondering if somebody's they're seeing the success of Disney with their animation to live action, and let's maybe look at some of the more famous anime. And problem is, the anime doesn't have near the fan base in North America that it does elsewhere. I mean, Ghost in the Shell is certainly one of the most popular.
Oh, it's one I've actually heard of. I'm not a big anime fan, but it was so huge. It is a movie.
And Akira's been bounced around for years, and given the lackluster reception to Ghost in the Shell, I think it's going to be sitting on the shelf for several more.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's just going to be what happens with that type of deal.
Yeah.
But In fact, if we're talking cartoons, we're going back from live action to cartoons. Sharks do great in cartoons.
Yes. There was, I think the one most readily comes to mind is Shark's Tale, but
Finding Nemo
as well.
Bruce.
Well,
fish are friends, Bruce, not food.
When you're talking any kind of shark movie, Bruce comes up a lot as a name because it's a nice nod to Jaws.
Exactly.
So that was the name of the mechanical shark. If you don't already know that, and if you don't already know that, then stop listening to this podcast and go watch Jaws.
Yes.
Because really, what the fuck? Your life is incomplete without having seen that movie.
And it's one of those movies where it was the accident of not getting it to work made the movie better.
Yeah.
Like, the original idea was you were going to see a lot of shark. Like, my irritation with not seeing a dragon in The Hobbit is different. Because The Hobbit is not a thriller or a horror where I'm forced to try and figure out what's going to happen. But Jaws was like, you get that POV of the shark. That is amazing. I think that was one of the best things they ever started doing when it came to shark movies.
Well, I saw Jaws, I don't even know if I was 6 years old. And it was very much a lot of hiding behind the couch and under pillows kind of movie. It traumatized me. And of course, the next year, what's our parents do? Let's take us on a trip up and down the coastline, all the way from Calgary down to California. We went into every cave and onto every beach. Hey, go play in the ocean. Fuck no.
No. And when you're a kid, you can't even comprehend. I had it in my head when I was a little kid, taking swimming lessons in a pool. There's nothing around. I always had this idea that a shark would break through the side and eat me.
I had no problem with contained water, but when it came down to like swimming in the ocean, nope, there's things in there. They want to eat me.
Yeah, and the ocean, like, they expanded it now with the genre where it's lakes. Now, saltwater lakes, they're putting sharks in.
Yeah.
I mean, I already had problems with piranha, and then they just added sharks to it.
There was a movie I read about in one of these cheesy sharksploitation movies. I'm just going to try to find my reference for it. And what it was about, they were trying to weaponize sharks by making nano sharks. So they'd go in your bloodstream, and that wasn't quite working.
Sharks with frickin' laser beams on their heads.
Frickin' laser beams. And it might actually be called Piranha Shark if memory serves. So these piranha-sized... it was piranha sharks. Okay, they just the concept of piranha sharks. Yeah. So now you got these tiny little sharks, the size of piranha, but piranha are already vicious.
Why would you...
And if anything, sharks, even though you sometimes see them in packs and pods, or for more solitary creatures, where piranhas are efficient because they attack in schools.
Oh, exactly.
So
you're taking the thing that makes it more dangerous, and making it less dangerous.
The piranha shark is actually less intimidating to me than piranha. So I'm like, well, that's just shitty weaponizing. I don't know what the hell you were thinking, but
I don't know. Like, it's sort of like saying,
and if you want the nano sharks to eat somebody from the inside, we already have diseases that can do that. And again, just nano the piranha, make them smaller.
Or just nano a robotic thing that you can control. Don't nano something you have no control over. Like, a nano robot is still your best bet.
Yes, you know what? Nanites, still your best bet. You can do all that without having to make them sharks. So...
it's hilariously ridiculous.
It is. And we'll talk about lots of ridiculous ones as we go. Prepping for this... I did some reading, but I also...
You did the most amazing thing.
I did. I got sucked into the asylum. Like, I went head first. I finally...
You dove right in.
I dove right in. I broke the barrier. I no cage, no nothing. No. I tackled Sharknado, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but all 4 movies. And yes, the 5th is coming this year. Yeah. Sharknado 5, Earth 0. And that's what it's called.
Oh, man. Well, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Although, we have to discuss this because I've seen the first 3. I checked out when they went to space. That was where I decided I was done.
I was howling by the end of that one. when they lose their shuttle and
you can't fall to Earth in a shark and be fine.
I know.
You can barely do that in like a capsule. If your capsule lands in the wrong place, you are fucked as an astronaut.
Apparently the sharks are just surviving up above the clouds.
They're surviving in space.
Just waiting, and they're very different sharks. But what? I don't get it.
I think it's weird. I think
it was just ridiculous.
I think that Sharknado, people think that sharks are whales, where whales can hold their breath for maybe an hour. Sharks can't do that. They really can't. They're bad at holding their breath. They just are.
They're starting already.
They're about as good as us.
Even though I watched them all back to back, they're starting to merge. There's one where it might actually be the last one. Pretty much every member of his family gets swallowed. I mean, he gets swallowed by a shark in every movie, but everybody gets swallowed by a shark, and then a bigger shark swallows that shark, and then a bigger shark swallows that shark, until a big whale swallows the biggest great white, whatever.
A whale?
And then the little 5-year-old kid cuts open the whale. First person comes, and then he actually walks into the whale, and then he starts cutting into the first shark. And
Shark Russian doll.
It's a Russian doll of sharks eating people, and then
that's got to be the last one, because that was definitely not one I watched.
Yeah, that would have been number 4 then. Not the most ridiculous thing in the movie.
That's the thing. You're saying that, and I'm like, no, that can't possibly be the most ridiculous thing in the movie.
No, the Sharknadoes have been controlled at this point. It's 5 years later after the third one.
Yeah.
And this rich guy has created this weather controlling thing that will keep Sharknadoes from forming just by kind of zapping them and keeps them from forming. So it's been 5 years without, but, messing with Mother Nature, it fights back.
Oh, yeah. You're like, oh, hey, here's something terrible that we thought of. Let's do this.
Yes. So he's got sharks in his Vegas-themed hotels.
Oh, my God.
And a dust devil picks up. This starts off. So now they got the dust.
No.
They got the dust devil Sharknado.
Now, you've said the word dust. Now, dust devil and sharks. Now, where is the moisture? You've said dust. Dust so it's famously not occurring in wet places.
Yes, but the casinos have the sharks, right? So, yeah. And then it goes out into the desert and then starts picking up boulders. So now they're bouldernadoes. And the sharks are embedded with rocks. Another one is...
So they look like the Thing?
Yeah. There's actually 3 different tornadoes now forming. And there's another one that's a Sharknado that crosses over a power station and becomes a lightning nado.
Oh, man.
And let's not forget the nuclear NATO.
Oh, my God.
Yes, and it turns the sharks into bombs.
Oh, my God. See, here's the thing. If sharks are in, anything like that, the largest danger is getting hit by that many pounds of shark traveling at a high velocity. That is how people will die. They will not get eaten. Yeah. They will not get attacked.
I do appreciate the fact that a lot of people get crushed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes sense. But the fact that electricity is still going.
Oh, yes, I forgot. If you remember, by the end of number 3, Tara Reid
has her baby in the shark.
Yes, and then is crushed by...
another shark.
No, she's crushed by, the Hollywood sign or something.
No,
one of the letters.
It's another
No.
Really?
No, she's not. It wasn't a shark. It was debris.
Oh, because I remember seeing the end where she's like, and then you decide whether she lives.
Yeah, it was debris. Her father, who's a scientist, brings her back. She's like the bionic woman.
Oh my God.
She's got superpowers and jets in her legs, and she can lift cars over her head. Yeah.
See, now here's
that's the
thing. I keep thinking of Planet Terror now, where the chick has the gun for a leg, and I'm like, wow, I love having stuff like that grounded in reality. I feel that's more, Planet Terror's more realistic.
Yeah, no, number 4 was starting to lose me, I gotta say.
I don't know, how much, do you think there's a lot of drugs when they write Sharknado?
I mean, they're clearly having the time of their lives writing these things.
Oh, exactly, but how can you do it sober? I don't know.
Yeah. And even though I like when they went into camp in 2 and 3, part of the charm of the first one is it's trying to take itself a bit seriously.
They're in a situation. It's ridiculous, but it's sort of... They're trying to get out of it. Yeah. One has a charm.
But number 2, they realize that people are liking it because of the camp factor, so let's play to the camp factor. And that still works. It's kind of like when Evil Dead went funny.
True.
Which is fine. It works.
But you can only go so far when it's like the fact that being sincere is what makes it camp.
Yeah.
And when you stop being sincere, it just becomes sarcastic.
Yeah, by number 4, it's definitely sarcastic.
It's sarcastic movie making.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm like, you should have maybe put that to bed on 3, but whatever.
Yeah,
I like that I'm seeing lots of cameos. We're seeing like 80s stars, lots of Baywatch people. I've noticed disgraced politicians or hated ones.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them are in there. They seem to like to put wrestlers in their movies over in the Asylum. So.
Yeah, and former playmates. There was one of them in one of them.
Lots of hot girls, yes. Lots of hot girls.
And I don't know. I don't mind the cameos, but when they make sense, they're more fun. Like Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
They made perfect sense. I was like, okay, I'm on board with this.
Yeah, there was just a diner scene and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some die, some don't.
And what I really do kind of appreciate is when they bring in the people with daytime shows or the weather people.
Yes.
That's what I think I really like.
The guys from the Today Show seem to keep coming back doing it. So
those are the people that should be in it.
Yeah, by the fourth one, there was a couple of... Because I think the third one, they had 4 people from the Today Show, and they've been doing it since the second one. By the fourth one, they were back down to 2, and one of the female anchors was wearing an eye patch, because that's where the small shark had attached to her face.
Oh my God. A small shark? There was like a small, tiny shark that attacked her face?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, these are non-actors, so they're basically trying to make whatever fits work with their shitty CG. And actually, their CG's not bad, all things considered, but
it's not bad. I've seen a few movies
the bigger
where
scenes,
terrible.
Yeah, the bigger scenes look pretty bad. There's some really bad ones.
Some of the other ones that I've seen, like the Megalodon movie from many years ago, that is bad CG. It's terrible.
I was reading about another one. Oh, I wish I see too many shark movies floating around in my brain.
Well, there's so many, and they sort of blend together.
The effects were so bad; they were basically amounting it to photoshopped JPEGs, thrown into the movie. It was that bad.
And see, you know what? I appreciate. There's the odd movie, and it's really funny. I'm trying to remember the exact movie I saw this in, but all they did was they took footage, like stock footage, of real sharks, and just kept putting the same footage of the shark swimming by. It was like used 10 times, but I'm like, at least I appreciate the fact that you wanted to put real shark footage in.
Yeah,
I can be down with that.
A lot of the movies I was reading about, and that seems to be a common thing. There was another one I watched yesterday actually, after I finished the Sharknadoes, was Three-Headed Shark Attack, which apparently is the sequel to Two-Headed Shark Attack. Yeah. I don't know if it's the same shark, but by the third act, the shark had lost one head, and then 3 more grew to take its place. So it's like a Hydra shark.
Yeah, or what's the wolf that guards hell?
Cerberus.
Yeah, it's a Cerberus shark.
Yeah, it was very much an environmental commentary. It was a mix of CG and practical, so it's actually fairly well made as a film. Like, it's a terrible movie, but it's fairly well made for an Asylum movie.
Oh yeah, you can appreciate if they do well with some of the aspects of a movie as opposed to like sometimes the content and what people are saying.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. Sometimes with shark movies, you're listening to them say stuff, and you're like, it's just. I'm sort of sometimes really amazed by these people. I'm like, okay, sure, they're not the best actors in the world, but damn it, they're trying their hardest to say this stuff straight, and if it's real, like, I get it.
I think with, with the Asylum, they don't believe in multiple takes.
Oh, no.
Like, there's some just bad line delivery in those movies. Which, hey, if you guys are listening, you can hire us. I mean, we can totally not act.
Yeah, we can totally not act in a movie.
Yes, we're really good at it.
we can be ourselves and just die. I would love to die in a movie that has sharks in it.
Yes, I'd like to be the first podcaster to die in a Sharknado.
But yeah, so I like we were talking before how we were scared of sharks because of like our earlier shark movie experiences. And I was always very terrified. And then one year I decided I'd had enough and I went on a shark diving trip, and now I am so amazed by them. It's such a different...
You've done it more than once, right?
I've done it. Well, no, I didn't. It was a whole week that we did. And it was in the northern Bahamas. It was tiger sharks. There were lemon sharks. There was one bull shark that came by. And it was the oddest thing because somebody would come in and say, shark, and we get in the water. Everybody's leaping over tables to get their stuff on because they're like, the sharks are here.
Feeding time.
We go in the water because it's so fascinating when you're in there. Like, I was terrified the first few days because we were like snorkeling at the beginning, and I'm like going, I don't want to be on the top of the water because that's where they like to like go snacking. So that was a little harder. But then we did it the next day where it was tiny little reef sharks. Like, not tiny. Well, tiny when I say tiny, like, oh God, maybe like 4 feet. That's tiny. 3-4 feet.
Yeah. It's bigger than a fish.
It's bigger than a fish. And if they did bite me, I would be terribly, terribly maimed. But it was just beautiful. Like, they were sort of a little skittish here and there. They'd wander around. And then by the last day, it was us with some tiger sharks, some lemon sharks. No cage, just hanging out as they wandered by.
Wow. Oh, it's the bull sharks and the makos you really got to worry about.
The tigers are second most deadly. The bulls, definitely. I was more afraid of the bull because he was super aggressive, but the poor guy had a hook in his mouth.
Oh, so you just escaped a fisherman.
Yeah, and we were sitting there going like, oh, God, because he's going to get that hook. This poor bull, when we were in the boat talking about that, shark's going to be dead sometime in the next little while because that's going to get caught on something, going to get trapped, going to die. That poor thing. And you can't get it off. I'm like, we can't be like, here, little bully.
Yeah.
We're going to help you.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating because they go by and their eyes they'll keep an eye on you. It's not like that, but you have to be careful with the dead blackness when they're like, it's time to bite. But just having them just sort of watch you back, wondering what the hell you are.
Right.
Really fascinating.
Yeah. Do you look like food?
Yeah, they're beautiful creatures. And they'll look at like, you look very funny, but I don't know what I'm doing here. And too much activity, they don't show up.
Right.
That was another thing too. They can be quite shy. And we were sitting there for about a half hour. The first day we were in the water, all of us just sitting there. It was like a half hour and we were waiting. And I was getting cold. I didn't pack a thick enough wetsuit. And we're sitting there and I'm like, oh, I'm cold. So there's one of the guys who's beside me who's from Edmonton. And I was about to tap him, said I was going up. And I look over his tank and then I see this shape just slowly glide by. And I'm like, and then I tapped him and look. Yeah, but like it just came up just sleekly behind us. Nothing. That's part of the danger. This is what I think shark movies sort of capture is they can come from anywhere. You can't hear them coming. You can't. Like in other horror movies, you hear branches creaking and like other things coming at you, but you can't hear a shark.
Yeah. It's not when you're that far in the water and
it just shows up.
That's just there 1 minute, and you're not looking forward and back. You're looking. I mean, it's 360 degrees all the way around you.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you can't be covering that at all times. So,
yeah, like we were lucky. There's a place called Shark Beach in the Bahamas, and it's in the middle of the ocean, but it's only about 20 feet deep. And so we're just kind of sitting on the water.
Shark Beach. There's a beach I want to go to.
It's called Tiger Beach. Tiger Beach because it's part of the migration.
Also, not a beach I want to go to.
But that's where
it just really just sounds like I'm on the feeding path.
You kind of are.
It's tigers and sharks or tiger sharks. All of it sounds terrible to me.
Tigers and sharks and bulls. Oh my! It was. But it's fascinating. Like after that trip, I was hooked. I was like, I watched a lot more shark movies after that.
Yep. Closest I've ever been to a shark is me and some glass and the sharks on the other side. Nice big aquarium and SeaWorld and
Yeah, you take your chance when you go into their turf, and you do have to be very aware. But no, they're fascinating, really fascinating. Because we had these tiger sharks. Everybody's taking pictures of the tiger sharks. They're like, oh, tiger shark. There was these lemon sharks that were there swimming around. And they look kind of sad every once in a while. Like they'd kind of come through when you're taking a photo. And it was like, I just felt they were saying, look at me, I'm pretty too.
We're not as cool as that shark, but come on.
I know. And so after a while, I was like, I love you. Taking some photos of the lemon sharks.
They have social media too.
Yeah. They feel sad they're not getting attention.
Now, there's actually a couple upcoming shark movies with a similar theme that I thought maybe you could relate to with your diving experience. Yeah. One's called Cage Dive. The other one's called 47 Meters Down, both being a cage dive that goes wrong.
Yes, which could happen.
Yes.
We've all seen videos.
One's more of a found footage film, and the other one looks more of a standard shot film, both with the dive going wrong, the cage being lost, falls.
You have limited air.
Yeah, and I mean, just the threat of you being locked in the cage too. You got to find your way out of the cage first, and then there's what the cage was protecting you from.
Exactly. It's a rock and a hard place scenario.
Yeah. So I don't know. They both look interesting, although 47 Meters Down looks like the better made of the two.
It looks higher budget.
Sam mentioned his hatred of these found footage movies and how they can be like, just drop the fucking camera kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that could be one of those scenarios where like, well, really?
Well,
but I guess if you just these days you could just explain it as a GoPro attached to your head.
That's exactly it. Well, it wouldn't be a GoPro. You can only go so deep with a GoPro.
Yeah. Well, they do have the water cages for them.
They do have the water cages for them, but I know the one that I have, maybe you can get better quality ones, but mine you can only go about 30 feet.
Oh, that's not very deep.
No. Yeah. So that thing you wouldn't get any footage out of it. But with the thing is with found footage in a shark cage, that actually does make a lot of sense because when I was going on my shark diving trip, I didn't know of anybody who didn't. I had a camera, but it didn't really work. It tanked the first day, and so somebody lent me their camera. So we were down there the whole time, like taking pictures and taking little video with cameras because you want to record that experience. So having it in a cage does kind of make sense, but the quality, that's where you might fall down, and like having people have just the right angles for the shark, that's really dubious for found footage.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a tricky one for them to do, but both of them, at least, the sharks look legit.
Yeah.
I mean, that could just be the advancement of CG, but they look really like this is documentary style shooting, and these are real sharks that they're playing with. So,
well, what you can do is like you can merge some CG with like real footage. Sure. Because there's lots of footage of sharks being like, oh, there's a cage. Oh, no, it's just canned food. I'm going to go in there.
Yeah, and we've seen a bunch of these schlockier shark movies where a lot of it's just pieced together from documentary footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that can happen. It's some of the harder stuff to do. You'd have to put shark like CG in, but I think it's a lot more doable now. A lot more people have shark footage. But yeah, no, I'm all about it.
With high-end cameras now, you can get some really great theatrical quality stuff.
Exactly.
Just by being on a dive.
Yeah, and the cage dive thing I haven't done. Apparently I did the third most dangerous dive, I was told, which is tiger sharks at night with no cage.
That's nice. So just even being in the water with sharks at night, 30 feet down when you can't even tell which way is up.
Well, you can see we had our little lights, our strobes with us.
Okay.
So we could look around. We're not going down blind. That's
no, of course. And I'm assuming there's lights from the boat itself. So.
Yeah, we did have lights from the boat. So, but I had a little bit of a close encounter with the tiger shark at one time. And this is the story. I contend I was just putting my light out, and the shark ran into me, not the other way around. Because the shark was coming kind of towards me. I was like, oh, he's not moving. I simply extended my light. The shark ran into it, did sort of a snarfle with its nose, and then swam off the other way.
That sucked.
Then a bit of a current kind of grabbed me and kind of slammed me into the side of him, and I'm like, don't look back. And he just went on his way. We were
like,
okay.
Oh, clumsy fish.
Yeah, exactly. But they're really rough. Their skin is kind of rough. That's what I felt when I did that. But yeah, I've been up close and personal. But...
a little too close.
Exactly. Other people said I hit the shark with my light. I'm like, no. He ran into me.
It wasn't malicious.
It wasn't malicious. I didn't want to hurt him.
Do you have guys down there with like spears if they get too aggressive?
No, we didn't have any of that.
So basically, if they get hungry, you're fucked.
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
And you're fucked in more than one way because you are in the middle of nowhere on a boat. People cannot get to you in time, probably before you die.
Yes. Well, one bite and you're basically chumming the water. So.
If you bleed out, like you can get onto the boat, but if you're bleeding out, you're really, really far from help.
Yeah, anything more than a scratch could be lethal.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's dangerous, but it's fun. It's fascinating. But I think I did this about, 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago. And it was a lot less people there. I guess there's a lot more sharks there now. They've been chumming a little bit too much, so they can get quite aggressive. But back then it was a little bit easier to do.
Yeah.
But you can get a lot of live footage. I think you'll have more people getting live footage. CG isn't that necessary unless you want something really crazy.
Yeah. Now, they're currently in pre-production for a giant shark movie called Meg.
Yeah.
Coming up in 2018.
In development hell for
because
decades.
great whites are big enough.
Well, yeah, they're big.
So let's go prehistoric sharks and megalodons. I mean, I've seen the jaws of megalodons. I've been to many of these museums on that trip I was talking about earlier.
Exactly.
And you'd see, and I was always fascinated by the jaws of these different types of sharks, and then you get the megalodon jaws, and it's like, Jesus.
Don't even have to chew us.
No, I'm a popcorn chicken.
Yes, at least.
That's all I am.
And that's the terror of it all. Like
I would even be filling.
Yeah, there would be no way to fight off that type of shark attack because there would be no attack.
No,
you just fall into their gullet.
Yeah, I actually would hope that he would take a bite because it'd be quicker. Because otherwise, it's going to be a long way out.
Yeah,
a long and painful death.
You're doing a Jonah and the whale impression. It's not good.
No, you're tickling his tonsils trying to get out again.
Let me go. You and Pinocchio. Woohoo!
Oh man.
But,
I don't know too much about that one yet, but I just assume
all I know it's got Jason Statham.
Oh, is that that's Jason Statham?
Jason Statham.
So,
and the other reason,
decent money on that. Then.
And the other reason I know about it is I have the Jason Statham page on Facebook, right? And he posted some stuff with the shark diving on that Facebook page, and I'm like, oh, I want to go to that place to shark dive. Can't remember, it might have been in the Philippines, but it's on my list now. I'm like, I should go there.
Yeah, there's plenty of sharks there.
Do another dive.
Lots of great whites off the coast of Australia. Bull sharks. There's a lot of stuff in Australia. Lots of things that can kill you in Australia.
Oh,
in
yeah.
general.
FYI, fun fact. The first time I did an open water dive was at a place called Amity Point.
Oh.
Didn't realize it till after I was done. And I'm like, wow, I am a dumbass.
I saw that movie. I know how it goes.
Yep, completely forgot. And then I was putting it in my logbook. I'm like, nobody told me.
Good God.
I know. But all we saw was a turtle, so there you go.
Oh, well, yeah. That's all right then, I guess. Well, I mean,
why are there no mega turtle movies?
Amity Point only ever had one shark at a time. So
true. And my last name isn't Brody, so I was perfectly safe.
Yes, you're perfectly safe. That's fine. One thing I noticed about the fourth Sharknado movie, they run into another character, and I had to look it up. Oh, that dude from the Police Academy movies.
Steve Guttenberg?
Steve Guttenberg. And he was in a movie called Lavalantula for them, and there's two of those, and
that was their crossover,
and he hands the main character from Sharknado something, and he's like, oh, don't you need this? No, I've been off fighting spiders.
Exactly. They have their thing.
Even the Asylum is creating a unified universe now.
Oh. In the Asylum universe, we have giant spiders and sharks that are octopuses.
It's a terrible world to live in.
It's a very dangerous place.
Especially when I look at the Sharknado 5 and what that's going to be, it looks like the Sharknados have gone global.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of the desert, and the Eiffel Tower lands in front of them.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if it's so much the sharks that are the problem in Sharknado. It's the fact that I don't know what sort of weather systems have been creating these large tornadoes and hurricanes. That's your real problem. That's the problem you got to focus on. The sharks are really just a part of that.
Well, I'm thinking, like, what franchises would be cool to put sharks into?
Ooh.
That haven't already had them. Because, I mean, we've seen sharks in, like, James Bond. And
oh, yeah. Yeah, we've seen a lot of sharks in James Bond.
A lot of sharks in James Bond. They're pretty cool in there. They act like sharks for the most part. Austin Powers, because they to put lasers on them. Lasers.
They couldn't get the ones with frickin' laser beams.
Oh, that's right. They couldn't get the ones with frickin' laser beams.
Some very ill-tempered herring or something like that.
Just wanted sharks with lasers.
Frickin' laser beams. Can't get them. I don't know. Harry Potter sharks? Like some sort of magical...
What would that look like?
Some magical Harry Potter shark?
Well, there's a flying sharks in a Doctor Who Christmas special. They were on this planet, and they would... fish in general were floating around, but the sharks would come out on a foggy day. Oh. They would come with the fog.
Okay, then I need a whole movie with that.
Yeah. Well, we got sky sharks coming.
Yes, but that's not the same thing.
Nazi weaponized flying sharks. Oh, by the way, the Nazis are also genetically engineered zombies. This sounds amazing.
It sounds super ridiculous, but amazing. But as you were saying before, these people did Iron Sky.
I know. It looks very similar stylistically to Iron Sky, but I don't think it has anything to do with that production, no.
Yeah. We're bringing back Nazis just on movies and in real life. But we're giving them sharks. What's wrong with us?
No kidding.
Don't give them ideas. That's part of the problem.
Or if they're that ridiculous, go ahead.
Yeah.
It'll keep them busy.
Well, yeah, I don't know. And it's sort of, I was looking through IMDb with just overall shark movies. You know how sometimes there's like a lull in certain genres of movie? Sharks never seem to have really gone away.
No,
like,
I mean,
they'll go straight to video for a bit, but they've always been making them.
There were a couple of like ones, I think even before Jaws, but never really caught on. And then, Steven Spielberg just...
It exploded.
It exploded and created the summer event film.
Yeah, and also created a lot of people going after sharks for no real good reason.
Yeah, there was a big fervor, people
wanting to kill them.
Genuine fear. Yeah, genuine fear.
And that's part of the problem. Like, don't fuck with them. They generally don't want to fuck with you.
Yeah. I mean, shark fin isn't that good.
No.
You don't need to kill a shark just to make soup.
Well, and it's just one part of it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're going to, we really like this thing that's on a cow. If we just took off one leg of a cow or took the legs off a cow and that's what we ate and just left the rest of the cow to rot, that's what it is.
Yeah. It's pretty shitty.
It is despicable and terrible.
Yes. Totally agree.
Like, God, that garbage. Ah!
Yes.
Because, like the shark water guy, he did a whole documentary on this, and it's a terrible practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just kill sharks in movies. They're doing fine.
Yeah, just keep it fictional. Keep your shark killing fictional. We're fine with that.
Yeah. But there have been whole campaigns, like after the Jaws thing, it got real bad. Like, they were getting taken down. A lot of great whites were getting caught. A lot of great whites getting killed. And so that sort of decimated a lot of their population. But they're coming back now. And people are like, oh no, but now they're attacking people on beaches. I'm like, there's only so much territory for a shark.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do have the most territory on this planet. But yeah, they're going where the food is. And, with us polluting, it's creating problems with the cycles of the ocean. And the currents in the ocean are being affected by global warming as well.
Oh, exactly. So, like sharks that are warm water sharks are going farther north than they ever have.
Yes, and well, just the recent ones in Jersey.
Exactly.
Swimming upstream in freshwater rivers. So
yeah,
it's
they're coming for us.
They're coming for us. We're getting closer to the Sharknado. There have been reports of tropical storms near Australia that have picked up sharks and relocated them. So
yeah, the sharks and then like Shark Night, just ending up in a lake somewhere.
Yeah, well, that movie sucked.
Oh, it's a terrible movie.
What did you watch, by the way?
Oh, I rewatched Deep Blue Sea because that's how
I wanted to. It's cheesy as hell, and it was on Netflix prior to this, but it wasn't when it finally went back. I'm like, well, darn.
Well, considering the time frame, the effects on it are great.
Yeah, it still looks pretty good. The whole smart shark thing and being clever and toying with its prey is pretty cool. But I do have a beef with that movie because the least likable character is the one that lives.
Oh, of course.
So I've always had a beef with that movie.
Well, no, she dies at the end because they just changed the ending because she was supposed to live.
Well, yeah, that's true. I think I have seen a couple of different endings for it because I do remember the video release of it, so I have seen both endings.
Oh, see, I've only seen the one. I've never seen her live, so I've been quite happy with that movie. But one of the best death scenes with just a random shark.
Yeah, I think I saw an early screener because she did live in the version I saw. That's in my memory.
That would be it, yeah. Because they did do test screenings, and they found out people hated her so much they just killed her.
Yeah.
And let LL Cool J live.
Yes. Well, definitely.
Yeah, I took another crack at Jaws, and I went kind of more classic, and then I hadn't seen Shark Night, so I kind of wanted to take a look at what cheesy lake shark crap they had going. Bad movie.
There's another one I saw in the theaters on a screener.
Yeah. Oh,
it was bad.
Movie.
Just teens in the woods kind of thing. And and it kind of was, but and then the area's getting flooded out
and hillbillies but it's weird. That shark movie is 90% ass shots. I think I saw more shots of girls' asses than I did of any sharks in that whole movie. And FYI, if you're going to do a shark movie, at least to have the people doing your CGI have a little bit of research on what sharks kind of look like, because that might be useful. Oh, these are tiger sharks. They don't have pointy noses. They don't. Certain species do, not that one.
So the CGI guys were misinformed.
They were not paying attention. Yeah. And they also don't have that snaggletooth look. That's not what they have. Sorry. And then I watched Bait. I don't know if you...
I haven't seen Bait. I'm aware of Bait, though.
And I really enjoyed that one. But I'll say again, the CGI guys need to realize that sharks have gills on the side. They're not just a smooth container.
They're not penises with teeth.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to do it, at least make it look like you tried to put a bit of a slit on the side. We've all seen sharks. You have to know that.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry, something's just coming in here. Wait, I'm getting a weird weather report.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Let's cut to that.
Okay.
Hi, everyone, and thanks for checking in. We have some breaking news to pass along to you. The Sharknado Prediction Center has just issued a high risk of Sharknadoes tonight, which does include the D.C. area. And you have to keep in mind that Sharknadoes are usually accompanied by very heavy rain. We're also looking at some extensive winds and panicked bystanders. So if you live in the area, please be cautious. If we take a look at the hour-by-hour Sharknado forecast, looks like all the ingredients coming together for a possible Sharknado at its worst, right around that 8 and 10 p.m. time frame. So if you plan on heading outside tonight, make sure you stay safe by grabbing your chainsaw. We'll keep you up to date.
Okay, well, geez, that's good to know. If you guys are in the DC area, stay indoors.
Board your windows.
Board the windows. Make sure if you got a chimney to block that off.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and as they said, get to your hardware store and get a chainsaw. Use it responsibly, though.
Yeah, don't just use it on people. This isn't the Purge, people.
No, not yet.
No.
But it, just in case. Just in case.
Yeah, that's the other genre, the Sharknado Purge movie.
Ooh, I like that.
Could have done that. But yeah, no, there's
the Sharknado happens during the Purge.
Yes. Oh, crossover.
That
would be amazing crossover.
Well, and I think what kind of warmed me up to watching the Sharknado movies is they did a Archie versus Sharknado comic book that I had to check out. It didn't go so well for a lot of the Archie gang.
Oh my God, who survived?
I honestly don't know. I think Archie made it.
See, I would have killed him off.
Yeah. I don't think he made it with all appendages attached.
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
Yeah. But, yeah, they had fun killing off their cast.
Did they answer Betty or Veronica when it comes to Sharknadoes?
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken? Crazy.
But, yeah, I had noticed that they had Archie comics in the background of the third one, so...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was where I guess that kind of deal worked out.
Well, I don't think this thing would have been nearly as huge as if the word Sharknado just wasn't so much fun to say. Like, I think without that, like a sharkicane, that's not going to work.
Well, in the 80s, they did, after Jaws, of course, we were talking about the surge of
spaghetti.
Well, there wasn't just the surge of people, the fear of sharks, but there was a lot of pretenders, and this was the spaghetti shark movies that were coming out of Italy at the time specifically. So there were a lot of them. The most notorious one is Great White from 1982, also known as The Last Shark.
Yep.
And that one was so close to what Jaws was that thematically that they had to pull the plug on it. It didn't get a massive release like they were hoping for because they did spend some money on it, but it's essentially the same plot as Jaws.
Completely.
So there is that.
Yeah, I knew it as The Last Shark.
There is one from 1995 called Cruel Jaws, or in some circles, Jaws 5.
Oh, yeah. Well, you put Jaws in the title.
It somehow got past Universal, I think, because Jaws is in the title. It steals from Benchley's novel stuff from Great White.
Oh, wow.
And stuff from Jaws itself.
Maybe that's it. You have to just put it all in, and then they can't track it all?
And
I don't know.
I think you could actually find that one on YouTube. I didn't learn about it until it was a little late, so I'm like, oh man, I kind of need to see that one. There's pre-Sharktopus.
Yeah.
This is 1984, the first Sharktopus movie called Monster Shark, otherwise known as Devilfish Devouring Waves.
Wow.
Ooh. And that was essentially in the shark mutant octopus thing, and it was this genetically engineered bioweapon of some sort. Yeah, another eco-horror movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was sort of one of the things that people were trying to do with like some of the shark genres is, like you say, make it like a weapon. That's the weird thing you find in some movies and also like in the world. Oh, this thing is dangerous. Let's make it a weapon. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Now, I want to actually kind of want to see because it's a Bava movie.
Ooh, okay,
right?
yeah.
Who's, known for like demons. He's more that psychological giallo horror.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm kind of interested in this one because it's a bit of an anomaly on his otherwise fantastic resume. So weird.
I wonder, because I did I did some research, but I didn't find anything where I just like to one where they have one, and I think it's probably just really badly done, but I like the concept of it, where you could have like a possessed shark. Somebody's like just infected them with like the spirit of a person who's died. Like, so you have an intelligent shark.
Well,
out for vengeance.
Funny you say that.
Nice. See, this is a great thing about shark movies. They try to do everything.
Just this past year, Shark Exorcist from 2016.
Oh, nice.
Why it wasn't called Sharkercist, I don't know.
Sharkercist.
I think they missed an opportunity there. But
Exoshark? No.
Yes, there you go. There's your, and there is ghost sharks and stuff too. But
see, in Ghost Shark, I kept trying to find. That was one I was attempting to watch for this, but I can't find one. I was trying to find a version that it's in French, but I needed subtitles. I got to find out more about this Ghost Shark.
Yeah, no, the Sharks is just, when I was reading up on it, sounds absolutely horrible. It's just super low budget and terrible CG. But actually, there was one called Robo Shark I kind of wanted to check out.
Oh, nice.
But I'll go back to the Italian stuff. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the more sharksploitation movies of recent years. Deep Blood from 1990. There's another one. Another one that looks like it was kind of ripped off from the novelization version of Jaws and Jaws Revenge.
But isn't that so amazing that that's sort of the irony of that whole thing is all these ripoffs came of a movie in which you don't see the main threat 90% of the time.
Yeah, and these often used stock footage that they could find of real sharks and stuff, because there was no CG at the time, and let's face it, a lot of them couldn't be even afford to build a robotic one. So
and I mean, having underwater photography that was usable for film was not something that a lot of people had. So you just had a very limited amount of stock footage.
Yeah, and this kind of reminds me harken back to the days. This might even be pre-Jaws. Lucio Fulci's. No, I guess it's not pre-Jaws, but Lucio Fulci's Zombie, and the famous scene of the zombie versus shark scene.
Yes. Oh,
and that was essentially a stunt guy dressed as a zombie wrestling a real fucking shark, because that's what they had.
That's what they had, yeah.
Like insane.
That's a special kind of crazy.
So you got to really give it to those Italians.
They're going for it. Well, that's the thing. People have that shark chainmail, and that's all well and good. But when you take into account how much pressure shark jaws can put onto chainmail, you can get a broken, they can break all the bones in your arm.
Yeah, I'm sure that guy was probably pretty sore after that one, because that jaws was getting, that shark was getting some bites on him. I mean, it was more of a smaller shark. It wasn't a great white or anything, but it's still
you'll get some heavy bruising,
shark.
Maybe even a broken arm.
Yep, he probably hurt the next morning. But, that got me thinking about, well, how come they haven't done a zombie shark movie? But they have. 2015, Zombie Shark, a.k.a. Zombie Island. Or Shark Island, I should say. So,
that's the thing with zombies. Zombies are going to be everything. I'm surprised we haven't had zombie Smurfs yet. Really,
we may have. I don't know. I don't know my Smurf.
I wonder how that would go. La, 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 la.
Smurf
la, la,
brains.
La, la.
Smurf brains.
Smurf brains. I want to smurf your brains.
I wonder if they pop like blueberries when you try to chew them.
Probably.
I can see why Gargamel might have been into that.
Well, he wanted them to make gold. He didn't want to eat them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see where that would come in. You can buy lots of blueberries with gold.
See? And he wanted to topple the economy. It was a whole thing.
No sharks.
Gargamel hated the current world economy. He wanted to just topple it. He was upset about the gold standard. It was a whole other thing. We didn't get into. You gotta know a lot about Smurfs to get into that. But
yeah, in economics, really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure what sparked the big shark exploitation that's happening recently, though. I can't think of anything specific that might have launched that, other than just people's ongoing love for Jaws.
It is ongoing love, but I think with what spawned Sharknado is somebody just said the word Sharknado and decided that was a cool idea and just went for it, and that was it.
Well, I think they'd already done some of their other shark movies, Sharktopus and things like that, that had already kind of resonated. I don't know what happened to sci-fi, but they put the Y into the sci-fis.
Yeah, sci-fi.
The Asylum definitely put the Y into sci-fi.
Oh, they put the Y because they're like, yeah, we can't. No, we're so much less science now. We can't. See, and this is the thing. Sci-fi, kudos to you for doing SYFY. Now, all we have to do is make A&E change its fucking name, because it's not Arts and Entertainment, and the Learning Channel, because I've learned that people are just terrible, and that's the only thing that the Learning Channel is teaching me. So fuck those both things. For truth in advertising, I think we should sue both of those channels to change their names.
Hey, at least the Travel Channel's teaching me where not to go with all their haunted and ghost shows.
Yeah, see, there's something there.
Yeah.
There's travel. They're traveling to locations.
Yes. Although, guys, we're covering sharks. Give me a ghost shark. I'm just saying. I want to see the ghost shark.
Well, there's a French one. It's just, like I say, I had trouble finding one with subtitles, but Ghost Shark would be an amazing movie.
Well, I do think there is one. I'll go back to my...
Actually, you know what? I have the one genre that they haven't done, but that wasn't animated.
Yes, Ghost Shark was 2013.
Live action, a live action ghost love story. Somebody comes back reincarnated as a shark to see their long lost love, who's a marine biologist.
Oh, I like that.
And protects her from other sharks.
But the marine biologist thinks the shark is stalking her.
Yeah, and like she's tagged it, and she's like, but it also throws off all of her research because it's not behaving like a real shark.
Well,
and then in the very end, there's like a ghost type of thing where she finally sees the shark for who it really is. Right before he ascends to heaven and isn't a shark anymore.
Well, what if? What if there was? She is still a protectionist as well.
He bites her. She's dying. They both die.
She sees the face of her lost love in her own blood.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. Oh no, he can't save her from all the sharks. She's dying, and then
but I don't know. I think you got to make humanity the shitty thing in that movie.
Yeah, true.
Because let's face it, it usually is.
Ooh, she accidentally dies because there's a shark finning boat. And he takes down the boat after she dies. Ha.
Yes.
He gets his shark buddies together and they take him down.
It's a big shark conspiracy.
Yeah. See, there's no romance shark movies. There's the problem.
There you go. Romantic shark movie.
Because I think I'd like to come back as a shark. The ocean seems great.
It does. There's so much of it unexplored as well. So.
Yeah. And if I'm like a great white, I want to be a great white or a tiger shark, though. That's where I'm laying my thing. I don't want to be a reef shark because I'll end up finned or something. Don't want that.
Well, I'm going to run through some titles here.
All right.
And let's see what tickles your fancy, because there's so many. I'm just going, here's a list of shark movies on IMDb, and most of these sound terrible, by the way.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Shark movies have to have a terrible title.
Yeah, okay. And this is probably not even a complete list. I mean,
there's still lots of shark movies.
This is actually, this is Wikipedia, so this is probably even worse.
Wikipedia would be more complete, yeah.
Yeah, this might actually be more complete. And a lot of these I know are Asylum movies. Two-Headed Shark Attack, we talked about. Three-Headed Shark Attack, so it's a franchise. 12 Days of Terror.
That's the 1916 Shark Attacks.
Oh, okay.
That's what that one is. It's supposed to be, it's based on that.
Okay.
The one's off New Jersey.
We talked about 47 Meters Down. That's, I think, might
Cage.
actually be about already, because we did have a 2016 date, but we couldn't find an actual release date, so it might actually be a direct video. I don't know yet. We haven't found.
We'll have to find it.
Yeah, so it might not actually have a commercial release just yet. There's another one. I don't know how to pronounce this. Atank. It's Aatank.
Atank?
Atank.
Which country is it?
Well, let's click on it and find out.
Because that might be, because there's a few that.
It's a Bollywood movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See, yeah,
Singing,
Bollywood
dancing
shark movie?
sharks. Come on, man.
Bollywood would really just kill it. I want shark musical, but not animated.
We got Avalanche Sharks.
Yep, that one. That looks so terrible. I was gonna try and attempt it, but I'm like, I can't.
They're capable of swimming in the snow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bait 3D,
Bait is good.
What is Bait?
Bait is it's in Australia, and what happens is there's this whole backstory. A few years prior, this guy, he's engaged to, I believe she's an American or a Canadian, and he works with her brother on the Australian coast in Queensland, where they're both lifeguards. So he goes out to check the buoy, and there's a shark. Shark gets him. He dies. So, of course, then you fast forward to a few years later, this guy's no longer a lifeguard working at a grocery store. Well, it's like a Walmart, it has everything. And then there's a tsunami that happens, and all this water crashes through, and the shark ends up there's one in the downtown parkade. So there's another story where 3 people are fighting, kind of dealing with a shark down in the parkade. And then there's a whole group of them, they're all on the shelving in the grocery store. And there's a shark in there.
This sounds ridiculous.
It does sound ridiculous, but it's better than you think. The acting in it is actually really amazing. The CGI is shit, but the overall movie is actually pretty good.
Huh. All right.
Like, a lot of it actually kind of makes sense. When you suspend a bit of disbelief.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these, too, that I'm going to name, they were direct-to-video or even television films.
Yeah.
So just is what it is. Like Creature, which was a miniseries. Cruel Jaws, which we just mentioned. Cyclone, which is 1978. That's one pre-Jaws. So that's kind of cool. Dark Tide, Deep Blood, Deep Blue Sea, which was 1999.
Yeah.
Dino Shark. Dino Shark.
See, and I thought that would be more of a megalodon type of deal.
I know, and I saw the...
Because if you're going to go shark, go prehistoric shark.
I saw the box art for it, and he's got more of a T-Rex snout to it. And I'm like, well, what's the point of that?
Why would you... Why?
Yeah.
Sharks have been around for, like, a long time. They're one of the oldest creatures on the planet.
Now... we're bad-mouthing this movie, but we promoted a graphic novel a while back called Sharkosaurus. So, hey, there's also a short film on YouTube based on Sharkosaurus. So go check that out. Support our buddies.
No, we're just supporting the better one.
Yeah, that's right. We're supporting the better one. And who knows? There might be a feature down the road.
Ooh.
Who knows? Who knows?
Can we get killed in that feature?
That one is entirely possible.
Yes.
That one's probably more doable than Sharknado.
Nice.
Actually, I might even have this one, Gamera versus Zygra. So the other famous Japanese monster, the giant turtle.
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm guessing Zygra is a monster shark of some sort. And I have a big box set of Gamera movies that I haven't touched yet. So I might have to go dig that one up. Ghost Shark, which we talked about. But guess what? There's a sequel called Urban Jaws, Ghost Shark 2, Urban Jaws.
Really? Okay, maybe I can find that one with subtitles.
It's a franchise.
Well, think about it. Ghost Shark. How could it miss?
There's another one simply called Shark from 2000, Great White, we talked about. Hammerhead, Shark Frenzy.
Ooh. And that's the one shark I wanted to see when I went on my shark diving trip was a hammerhead because they're different looking than anything else you've seen.
Yeah.
They have the oddest face.
Yeah. Now, of course, Jaws 2, Jaws of the Revenge, which was the fourth one, right?
It was the fourth one, and the only reason I watched it was because Michael Caine was in it.
And it's weird that Jaws 3 isn't on the list, but that's the one where the 3D underwater theme
Dennis
park.
Quaid, and it is. I watched it probably about a year ago, which is why I didn't rewatch it for this. It's as terrible as you remember.
It is. I watched it about a year ago as well, and it is terrible. It's about Brody's son who's working for the theme park.
Dennis Quaid is the son, and then you have like Leah Thompson, I believe, is in that one as well. And it's terrible, but it's a terrible I really enjoy.
But you know what? It's not as terrible as the fourth one.
No,
where wife is being. Brody's wife is being hunted by the shark, like just maliciously across like
if you thought the sharks in Deep Blue Sea were smart.
Yeah, we're talking from Amity all the way to
the Bahamas
and the Bahamas. Like it's nuts. So yeah, that one's stupid.
Oh, it's terrible.
This time it's personal.
This time, it seemed to be personal a lot of other times.
Yes, there's another one called Jaws in Japan.
Oh, no.
No news whether Godzilla makes an appearance, but...
See, when you say that Jaws in Japan, I just imagine like Jaws in between the Jaws movies, just taking some time away, having a vacation. He's like, these Brody people are getting to me, but you know what? I have to take some time for me.
But the problem is, when he's eating out there, after an hour, he's hungry again.
Oh, that's Chinese food. No, Japanese. It's very lean, very sushi. Okay. It's human sushi.
Oh, he rolls them in rice first.
Actually, that's the title of a movie. Human sushi.
Human sushi.
We need more movies with. Like,
I don't know. I think the guy from Human Centipede's on it.
Oh no,
that just sounds like
we need more shark movies from the shark's perspective. Like he's just taking a vacay.
Well, it is possible that that had happened during Jersey Shore shark attack.
Oh, did he eat all the Jersey Shore people?
Terrible amalgams of them, yes, because apparently they couldn't even afford shitty reality stars. So they did have their terrible amalgams of those versions from that show.
So like he ate one and then like Snooki hair he coughs out.
I haven't seen it, but yes, I'm assuming it's that ridiculous. Of course, we talked about dinosaur sharks, so Jurassic Shark.
Yeah. Which is a great play on words.
It is a great play on words. If nothing else, it's a cool title. Mako, the Jaws of Death.
Yeah, and Makos can be pretty dangerous.
Yes, because Jersey Shore Shark Attack must have done so well, they had to do Malibu Shark Attack as well. the sharks just know where to go. They know where the fun spots are.
Do you see anywhere on there the Real Housewives of Shark Attacks? like sharks being bitchy to each other,
and
throwing wine into the other sharks' faces.
If that had been part of Survivor, I would have watched that fucking show.
Oh, totally. A lot of times I think with reality television, I would watch it if I know these people, only one of them will live. Oh, this is the last time I see all these people? Awesome.
Just keep picking the shittiest people of humanity for these shows, and I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly. Real Housewives. Oh, I would pay to see that. Like good money.
Okay, well, I don't think it's on the list, but it might be coming. Then there's the Mega Shark franchise, which we haven't even talked about. My God, Mega Shark, giant fucking shark versus Crocosaurus.
Yep.
Also versus a giant octopus.
Well, Crocosaurus. Well, this is the weird thing in the shark genre. There's also the subgenre that kind of emerged from it, which is the crocodile type of deal, like with Rogue.
Yeah.
It's its own subgenre of what we're doing now.
Yeah, well, and there's Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark, which sounds awesome. But the one that I saw the trailer for this one recently, and during this research, Mega Shark versus Colossus. Now, the Colossus is like this robot, giant robot kind of looking. It's a mecha, biomecha thing,
like Pacific Rim.
It actually looks like the Colossuses from Attack on Titan, with that sinewy look. Anybody who knows that anime and manga, go check that out. The Attack on Titan. It kind of looks like those things.
Oh my god!
So it's very cool, pulling in something that's recently famous in Japan. Probably one of the best known animes right now, and I've been actually watching that one on Netflix. So, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, we got Mega Shark versus Attack on Titan, essentially.
Nice,
but not copyright. Megalodon.
Yep.
Megalodon, the monster shark lives. Of course, we talked about Monster Shark.
Yeah.
And none of those related, by the way. It just happens to work out the way in the alphabet, which is awesome. Night of the Sharks. Mm-hmm. Open Water.
Yes.
Now, that one was one of the more recent hits.
One of the more recent, and very low budget, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying.
Because it's it kind of goes back to the scenario of you being in a shark dive. What if you came back and the boat was gone?
Yes.
Essentially.
I could not watch it because I was taking a scuba course at the time. I'm like, I don't need to give myself more fears. Yeah,
it's inevitable. Every time I go on a plane somewhere, I wind up watching like some plane crash movie.
Oh no.
Inevitably. That's why I stopped turning on my cable box, because every time I was going to fly, it'd be like, oh, look. It's the one where they crash and then eat each other.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
But at least with snakes on a plane, you can be like, oh, I might be there with Samuel L. Jackson, so I could be happy.
Oh, we need Sam Jackson in another shark movie. He was in Deep Blue Sea, but we didn't get the line, I want to get these motherfucking sharks off this motherfucking boat. That's what I want. I want that. I just want that line.
Maybe he should be if he was in Sky Sharks.
Well, there's still opportunity. I don't know. Maybe Meg.
Oh, Meg. Him and Jason Statham?
That would be awesome.
Damn.
Ozark Sharks.
Yeah. Is that still the alternative title? Because I know there was Swamp Sharks, which was...
Well, I think it's on a similar vein where you're mixing the shark genre with the killer hillbilly genre.
Yes.
So...
You thought Deliverance was bad. It's like, we'll just add sharks. I'm sure somebody's like, Deliverance was a great movie, but we're going to put in less anal rape and more sharks. This is where we're going now.
Moving on. Oh my god. I can't get that image out of my head.
Ding 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 ding. Da 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 da. Ding 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 ding.
Oh fuck. Raging sharks, because they're pissed.
Oh, yes.
They're just pissed off.
They're angry. You know what? How we've been treating sharks, they should be.
Well, I mean, a lot of these, like Three-Headed Shark Attack, when I watched it, and a lot of these are about what we've been doing to the environment. They're very strong environmental messages, and sharks are a good way to kind of get that across in a horror movie. So
exactly, and it's the whole thing too. It's the monster there. They're suffering, but they're also more dangerous than we are.
Yeah, well, it's funny. It didn't make any sense. Three-Headed Shark Attack. It eats the garbage, but it also enrages it. So when they got it into a highly polluted zone, it would just start freaking out and start biting its own heads off. That's how they defeated it. It made no sense, despite the fact it started out attacking them in the same zone. Made no sense. I don't get it. Another one called Redwater.
Heard of that one, but
I went looking for this one. I couldn't find it. The Reef.
Yes,
it actually looked like a pretty decent one.
That one, I think I may have seen part of it. I don't think I've seen all of it. It's another one's like people are trapped by a shark. I saw essentially what I think is The Reef, but The Shallows, which is that more recent one.
That was a more recent one, yeah.
With Blake Lively, and I saw that at a drive-in. It was really good. Always see shark movies at drive-ins. It's great. And that was actually really well done. Like somebody who could be stuck there, and you're so near yet so far from the shore.
Yeah, just to see it, but that still might be miles and miles of swimming. So
yeah, well, it's a few pool lengths, but a few pool lengths. That shark will close in on you, and you're dead.
Oh yeah, sand sharks.
Yeah, that was one I also didn't want to watch. I was going to try, but I couldn't.
I don't know. I like the idea of, you get up on the beach and then it just gets you from underneath.
Well, that reminded me of Tremors. I was like, that's just cheap Tremors.
It is. It's Tremors. It absolutely is Tremors.
So it's kind of like, well, just do Tremors.
Which is way better anyway.
Yeah.
They do mention The Shallows here as well. And another franchise, which I haven't seen any of them, but there are 3 of them, is the Shark Attack franchise, 1, 2, and 3.
Yes. And I haven't watched those because they just look...
Oh, man. Actually, this could be just a bloodbath. Shark in Venice.
Ooh.
That might be a romantic shark movie right there, because it is a very romantic Italian setting.
Oh, sole mio. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Lots of people on their honeymoons getting eaten.
See, I would watch that. See, I'm all for a shark romance movie, but I want it involving the shark. If the shark isn't involved, I want it killing happy couples. I think that would be a lovely shark movie.
That's a terrible shark.
Hey, we've been shitty to sharks a long time. He's just pissed off.
He's just pissed off. But he likes a good scenery of Venice.
Yeah.
Likes Venice.
The people in love are tastier.
We're in the S's now, so it's like shark everything. Shark kill, shark night, shark swarm. Shark swarm.
Shark swarm sounds amazing.
But what do you call a bunch of sharks together? Is it a pod? Because it's not a school.
No.
They don't do that.
I don't know the Latin plural of it. Because it doesn't
Pods
have
are whales.
Often. Frenzy?
I could go with Shark Frenzy, which isn't on the list. Good title for a movie.
Nice.
Shark Zone.
I could see a Shark Zone. What is that?
Hosted by Rod Serling? I don't know. Let's click on this thing.
The Shark Zone. Because, can you imagine, there's a point where the ocean is so polluted, sharks only congregate in one area? I can see that happening. Shark
Zone. It was direct-to-video 2003. Divers try to recover diamonds in waters infested by great white sharks.
Okay, simple premise. It doesn't sound terrible.
Yeah. Greed and sharks.
Exactly.
Go hand in hand. Of course, we mentioned shark with the exclamation point.
Just in case you didn't get the note.
Sharknado.
It's a shark.
Sharknado, of course, we've been talking about a lot. Sharknado 2, the second one. Sharknado 3, oh hell no. Shark 4, The Fourth Awakens. Sharktopus. Sharktopus versus Pteracuda.
Oh, Pteracuda.
That I kind of dig that.
I love the mutant
I like the idea of
genre kind of with things, but just
I actually saw a picture from this one. I'm like, some of the CG designs are pretty cool. Sharktopus versus whale wolf. Oh. But the whale wolf sounds land based, but whale wolf, I like it. I saw the design for werewolf and the whale wolf. It looked great, whale wolf.
whales are mammals and they hold their breath in water. They don't.
That's true. So they could be feasibly.
You could merge that.
I don't know. I kind of want to see it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see it. I don't know why, but I do. Snow shark.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, avalanche shark and snow shark.
Yeah. Oh, spring break shark attack.
Oh, down with that.
Show us your tits.
Yeah, exactly. Boobs, shark. Boobs, shark. Bum, shark.
There's your next. Shark's Gone Wild.
That's what I was thinking.
Shark's Gone Wild.
See, there's another shark movie. The sharks are like, dude, you come to spring break.
It's too bad the Piranha remake already did it. Because they were doing videos like that in that movie. So they already did it. With
maybe.
A different thing. But.
Or maybe the sharks are talking about, those Piranha douchebags. They're always there at spring break.
Oh, man.
But wasn't Piranha in like a lake?
I don't remember. We'll cover it on the show. I don't want to spoil that episode because we're going to do it. So, Super Shark. Super Shark.
Super Shark. Not just a regular shark, a super shark.
I think that one's in my book, actually, here.
So does the shark wear glasses and you don't realize it's Super Shark? You just looks like a regular shark. I'm like, oh my god, somebody save that other shark.
Yeah, I'm also going to do a shout out here because this episode was inspired by Shark Movie Mania, published by Rue Morgue magazine recently, which is oddly enough I've barely opened it for this episode, but I do know Super Shark is in here, and it sounded insane. There is a picture of a giant shark,
I love it.
Does no good for you guys at home, but
I love it.
It's very much is like one of those old B movies.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So it's more of a giant prehistoric kind of great white. Of course, it had to be prehistoric, so that's how you make it a super shark.
Yeah,
right.
Well, it's we're kind of getting into the place where that's the new alien monsters, like the deep, because we don't go that far down. We've not seen that far down. It's all very unexplored.
Yeah, and basic premise is it's attacking oil platforms and killing dozens of workers.
Uh-huh.
Then a team of people go after this big mega shark. It attacks like submarines and like it's chewing through tissue paper. So
oh yeah, like that's the thing with the megalodon one is I think they're supposed to be things about it attacking submarines.
Yeah,
because the actual novel, that's part of it, from what I understand. I could be wrong.
So, if there were megalodons, we'd never go in the ocean.
Oh no,
that's a good thing.
The ocean would just be a no-go. Well, actually, no. Let's look at humanity.
That would be megalodons would be eating blue whales.
They would, but if there are megalodons, I don't think humans would stop going in the ocean. We'd just be hunting them down all the time. Because we're those big assholes who do that.
Well, I don't want. I could make a house out of their jaws.
True.
It would be badass too.
If they use the whole shark, I might be okay with it. But no, they're just
swamp shark. We talked about swamp shark a bit. That was similar to the Ozark shark.
Yeah.
Italian one called Tintorera. And one called White Death. That is the Wikipedia list.
Nice. Yeah, that's a fairly complete list.
But that's killer shark movies. They don't mention things like Shark Tale.
No. Those are the horror. Like it's its own genre.
Predominantly is. So.
I mean, you have Shark Week. What's weird is I think there's some things you can watch on Shark Week where it's presented as a documentary, but it's not really a thing that's happening.
Well, they did have like a fake megalodon documentary recently. I haven't seen it, but
it was kind of silly because I mean I like the idea of a documentary, because that's the other thing. It couldn't be found footage. If you have a documentary, people doing a documentary on sharks, that makes a lot of sense to have that footage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. There's something about it because you're so vulnerable with sharks, because not only are they really big and really toothy, but you can't breathe down there. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
You're extra vulnerable in water.
Excluding Jaws, what's your favorite
shark movie?
Yeah, because you've probably seen more than I have. So
I have such a soft spot for Deep Blue Sea. I really do. It's so silly, but I fucking fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, it's too bad that I think most shark movies I've seen are pretty terrible. But I always loved it when like a shark would show up in the underwater moments of James Bond movie. It just adds to the tension of the scene.
Oh, exactly. Well, a shark shows up anywhere. You know, even if nothing really happens with it, to have a shark just trot on by.
Yep.
There's something just more exciting about it because they're just such...
Oh, look, we just downed a plane and there's nukes on there that they're hiding. Oh, and by the way, there's also a lot of sharks circling around it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just, like, adds the threat level.
Well, and there's nothing... You think of the most scary thing you can think of when you're in the water, and they have the whole thing where the fin comes up and goes and twirls around. Because that's the thing. That fin is your little marker, like, oh, good luck.
There's a fin, and it's coming towards me. Oh,
sometimes they'll do the fake out with a dolphin. But that's about it.
Yeah. Or it's the kid with the fin on, like, that's...
in the back,
on the back, yeah.
Or on their head.
On their head.
See, I want it to be a fin, but then I want it to come up and it's a monster with just a fin on its head. I want it to be a double surprise.
There you go.
That's what needs to happen.
Maybe that'll be the next Pacific Rim.
Ooh, or another alien movie where the aliens come.
Oh no, an alien shark hybrid?
No, just a humanoid, but with a shark fin on their head.
That'd be all right. I used to draw aliens and stuff like that when I was a kid that kind of looked like sharks.
And they mess with us.
Actually, that was one of the cooler Flash villains, if anybody's watched the Flash TV show.
Ooh, I haven't watched that.
Oh, yeah, no, there's a killer shark person.
Oh.
He's a giant, I think it just goes by Killer Shark.
Nice.
And he's just this big kind of Hulk-looking guy with a shark head.
Wasn't that a whole... there was a cartoon where they were teenage sharks or whatever, and they were in a gang, and they were shark heads.
Oh.
Muscular bodies.
Yes, you're totally... It was that Street Sharks?
I think it was Street Sharks,
and I think that was somebody's answer to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, Street Sharks. Yeah, I totally remember that. I only saw a couple of them, but I was a little too old for that.
It was the oddest thing. It's like Street Sharks.
I don't know. You might be able to find that one on Netflix, actually.
Yeah, you might even find it on YouTube.
Maybe. Yeah, well, definitely YouTube. I'm sure somebody's got some Street Sharks episodes up
See, when you were talking about a guy with a shark head, that's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah.
It's just Street Sharks. I think that plays into that fear, is if sharks ever manage to get out of the water, we are in trouble.
Yeah. Hey, Batman had shark repellent in the 60s. Yeah. So we're probably pretty good. Just spray that shit in a shark's face and they'll run away screaming like a little girl.
Shark repellent. Julia Child helped create shark repellent.
Oh, it's a real thing.
Yeah, when she worked for the British Secret Service.
What's in it?
I think it's dead other shark.
Oh.
They don't stick around if there's a shark carcass, apparently.
Oh, tastes like me.
Things will not go well for me here. I'm going to leave.
Oh, bad shit's gone down here.
Yeah, something bad has happened. That's essentially what I think. I don't know if it works on all sharks.
Right.
But that's a thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Batman. And Julia Child.
Yeah, the only other thing, there's sometimes there's nothing you can do. So, yeah, if a shark kind of grabs you, punching in the eyes and the gills, well, it's probably your best bet. Nose, eyes, gills. Just is like with any other assailant.
Now, having watched what I watched, and maybe it's just because of all the shitty movies we've covered on this show, watching something like Sharknado and Three-Headed Shark Attack, it didn't seem abnormal anymore.
No, that's the thing. After you watch so many terrible, terrible movies, and that's, like you say, shark movies. But you know what? All horror has a lot of terrible.
Oh, sure.
And very few good.
Yeah, but I'd say 1 to 10's about accurate here. One good one to every 10 bad ones for this genre. But sometimes they're just so ridiculous, and that's what makes them so much fun. I want to know what our audience's favorite shark movies are, but more to the point, if there's one you want to see us cover in more detail on the show, we might bring back the Shark Pod.
There could be one to be remade.
If there's a good suggestion there that you think maybe we should cover on the show. Yeah. So let us know what that is, what you think a good shark movie to cover on the show to be as a remake, because that could be fun.
Yeah.
And we've named a bunch, so you guys can do your research on some of the ones that may have stood out to you.
Or who knows, we could create our own original script of our shark romance.
We might get into detail on that one.
A dramatic reading.
Yes, a dramatic reading of shark love.
Shark love. I love that. Shark love.
A tale of toothiness.
Oh. Finally, a love story you can sink your teeth into.
I like it. Okay, we are at Invasion Remake on Twitter, Invasion the Remake on Facebook. Go ahead and like our page over there and interact with all of our fellow invaders. And, of course, Invasion the Remake at gmail.com. You can write us there as well. Comments, corrections, suggestions. We'll do it all. We'll definitely take a look at all of that and maybe tackle that as a future episode of the show.
Exactly. And like you say, we went through like a whole list of shark movies. We're not even certain those are all of them.
Oh, God, no. And we know there's more coming. And I was trying to find just a list of the 2017 releases, and they're kind of mixed in with other horror ones. But we found a few, and there's definitely 2 or 3 coming this year. So,
oh yeah,
and that's not including whatever the Asylum's got coming, because we know Sharknado 5's coming out this summer. So,
what was the title of that one again?
Sharknado 5: Earth Zero.
Ah, yes.
Yes, it is. It is now the score of a hockey game.
Insane.
Yeah.
Remember when 2 sequels to get to a third movie was a big thing?
But they're TV movies, right? And
True.
If people are tuning in, and it's the fun cheesiness of it all, and all the cameos and stuff. There's so much to look at in those movies now that they're just a kind of a hoot. I kind of get it now.
Yeah.
Now that I've finally been through it, I may have given myself permanent brain damage, but I'm on board. I'm on board now. The Asylum is now infected my brain, and I might actually be watching a few more of these yet.
Yeah.
Especially that Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf. I totally want to check that one out.
That does sound very interesting, Whale Wolf. Because, yeah, like whales can be kind of, depending on the species of whale, they can be quite dangerous. But imagine that with a wolf. Yes.
Well, I remember a killer whale movie called Orca, and it was a revenge piece for killing the mate and the pregnant mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I could see that.
I remember distinctly as a kid watching this movie, and then the mate being pulled up on the whaling boat, and then the birth of the whale dropping onto the deck of the boat. Oh yeah, I can understand why this killer whale was pissed.
Yeah, I'm a human in it. I'm kind of pissed off.
Yeah, it was a good movie. At least I remember it being a good movie. Maybe it's not. I was a kid.
Yeah.
As long as it entertained me, I didn't care. True.
But that leads me to another question. If you have a wolf whale, what is it called again? A wolf whale?
Whale wolf.
Whale wolf. Do whale wolves travel in pods or packs? Because it's a whale pod, but a wolf pack.
It is. I guess it depends on whether it's on land or water at the time.
Ooh, there we go.
I think it would just change depending on its location.
Oh, well, then that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right.
Why can't it be both?
Ooh, were shark. That's another one we could do.
Were shark. How would anybody know when it changed other than it being furry?
No, it's somebody who's a were shark.
So, okay, it turns into a shark.
Yeah.
Well, the Flash has already got that guy as a villain.
Oh, but is he a shark all the time?
No, he's a shark all the time. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, were shark. Somebody who lives by the ocean, and every full moon he turns into a shark.
Okay, we got a were. We got were shark, and we got our shark love movie.
Story.
We got actually a franchise of shark movies coming.
Yeah.
Copyright Invasion of the Remake. Trish Coughlin, Jason Bishop, 2017. We'll sue your butts.
We will. Because here's the deal. We know you've been listening. We know who you are because we've heard your podcasts, and there's stuff that sounds very familiar to us.
So, yes, there's our copyright. And anybody want to make some movie, you got to consult with us first because we at least want to be in the damn thing.
Oh, God, yeah. And like we say, we'll be happy to die, but we have to be in it to die.
We work cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give me some good craft services, a cameo death, and a few zeros, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we need. We're not greedy.
No, not greedy at all. I don't even need to get paid.
Yeah.
Although, maybe a little bit to support the show. Just throw me a bone to keep the show going for a few more years.
We're like regular sharks, like real life sharks. We're not too greedy. We take what we want.
That's right. So, hey, you Hollywood guys, and I know a lot of people listen in California.
Yep.
I see the numbers.
You betcha.
Don't be making shark love.
Yeah. Making shark
or wear
love.
shark.
I want to hear that song now. Making shark love.
Oh damn, we got music. We got music happening. We got music happening for
all toothy and bloody. Making shark love.
Okay, we definitely got to get somebody to make that song for us. Send me that song. Do it.
We need it.
We need this in our lives. You know what else we need? We need you guys to help support the show by leaving a 5-star rating and reviews on iTunes. It helps other people find the show when they see the reviews. And we always want more people to get their earballs on the show.
You betcha.
Another way you can do that is just tell people that you're listening to the show and where to find us. We're on all sorts of platforms. It's probably easier to list the ones we're not on, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
So, you know we're on iTunes. We're on Google Play Music.
Stitcher.
We're on Stitcher. We're on Audio Boom, Player FM, TuneIn Radio, Blueberry, and frickin' YouTube.
Exactly.
There's no excuses not to be listening.
If you Google Invasion of the Remake, we're like the first page.
Yes. Like everything on that page is us.
Exactly.
And at 80 plus episodes, there's lots of content to share out with your friends. So please do that. If you see us post on our social media, on Twitter and on Facebook, just we love that you like it, but do us a favor and share it out as well. The more people that share it out, the more people who see it.
Exactly.
We just had somebody recently do it and on an older episode, and I just saw the numbers shoot up on the episode. So it really helps us out when you see those posts for an episode. Make sure you don't just like it, but share it as well. Share it on your wall so other people can see it and what you're listening to, because it really helps us out.
Yeah, and your interaction with us really helps too.
Yes.
I mean, we recently did a fan challenge. We listen.
Yes, we absolutely listen, and it can inform the direction the show goes. So
yeah.
But we can't listen to your voices if you don't use them.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what social media is about.
Totally. Being social.
Yes.
Yes. Dun dun.
Dun dun. Making shock love.
All right. Well, this has been a very creative episode. I think the toothiness of it all.
Yeah, I'm itching to go scuba diving with some sharks. I'm really. This has been a good day.
You want to? No, I want to go. I'd go ghost shark diving.
Go shark diving
because I feel a little less at risk if the shark's already dead.
Well, true, but I think in the movie he does the ghost shark does do a lot of damage. Actually, if you want,
well, that sucks.
What would be great? Get a nice, good dry suit. Go Greenland shark diving if it's possible. Those suckers, 462 years old. They found one.
Oh wow!
They live that long.
Actually I would like to go whale shark diving.
Oh yeah,
because they're beautiful and they're not hostile.
You can do it in Mexico.
Yeah, they're not hostile and they're just gigantic and awesome.
Yeah,
so,
those are the sweet ones.
Those are the sweet ones. I don't want to dive with anything that's licking their lips.
They're not always licking their lips.
I don't know. I think I'd feed a shark pretty good. I think they'd enjoy.
They might just be
like
looking
a bag
at you
of chips. You just can't have one.
Well, I don't know if they think humans are that tasty.
I'm tasty. I mean, no, shark, if you're listening, not tasty at all. I'm getting upset that you don't think I'm flavorful.
You're both angry and don't want it to happen. There's conflicting emotions going on here.
I do have some conflicting emotions here. I'm insulted that you don't think I'm tasty. But.
How dare you not want me? Don't bite me, but how dare you?
I want you to yearn for it, but you can't have it.
You want to be desired.
That's right.
Is what you want.
I'm a filet mignon wrapped in bacon. But
got a lot of bacon on me. They weren't that interested. Well, they probably were.
It was the wet.
A little bump on the nose.
I'm going to make sure I douse myself in dead shark scent before I go shark diving.
Well, then they won't show up. You'll never see one.
I'm fine
Just
with
go
the
in
glass.
a cage. Go in a cage and shoot us some footage for our Shark Love movie, and then that's what will happen.
I would, except now there's 2 shark cage diving movies that go wrong movies coming out, and I don't want that to be me. What if the chain breaks? What if...
Then I'll dive down and save you.
No, you won't. You'll abandon me.
I'm a happy shark-friendly movie. I like sharky things. I'll go in.
Yay. I'll be saved.
Yeah.
I'm a good diver, though.
Nice.
I don't want to do it with living things.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's like a lot of the ocean.
That is a lot of the ocean. It is. Just stay away from me. I'm okay with the glass stuff. I don't know why I bothered to learn how to dive if I don't want to actually dive with things.
Well, there's some really pretty fish, and there's some lovely coral.
There's too. I would love to actually do some reef diving, and because I like that.
And there's some amazing wrecks too, like to see stuff that's been submerged. It's really amazing.
I've seen Bond movies. The sharks like to swim around the wrecks. See, the movies have ruined me.
The movies have ruined you.
The movies have ruined me for diving.
I dove in by some wrecks in Vancouver, and trust me, I did not see one shark.
I lived in Vancouver. No shark would want to get near it.
No. The sharks are like, it's so pretentious. I can't.
You'd have to go to the aquarium to see them. So
the sharks have had so much hipster, like a lot of man bun hair. I can't digest that. A lot happening.
There is. Yeah, it's a whole scene. All right, well, we've getting a little ridiculous with sharks, but so is Hollywood.
Yep.
So we're in good company.
Exactly. But I think we've also demonstrated we still haven't seen everything there is to do with sharks.
No, so we could be revisiting sharks down the road. And why I kind of want to do this too is because, let's face it, I mean, I'm never going to do a Let's Remake Jaws on the show.
Oh, no.
Because it's great. So this is a good way to kind of go through some of the stuff out there, and considering we've done some batshit crazy movies, and it turns out there's a lot of batshit crazy shark movies. I
know. There's some I discovered never even heard about.
Yeah. No, it's possible. It might be a future episode, but it will never be Jaws.
No.
I guarantee you that. It will never, ever be Jaws.
Such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful movie. There's nothing I would do to change it.
Exactly. And I think Sam would probably agree with us as well. So.
Yep.
And if not, he's not here, so I'm going to say yes for him.
Exactly.
He can argue with me later.
We'll threaten him with sharks.
That's right. Well, all right. Next week we'll be back with our usual scheduled nonsense, and I don't know if we're on a remake or what. I don't know. I'll look it up. It'll be a surprise. It'll be one or the other. Well, with that, I've been delicious bacon wrapped filet mignon. That is Jason.
And I like diving with you, but let's just be friends, Sharks Trish.
And we are out of here.
Making shark love.